Howdy, gang, and welcome to an all new segment that I want to have on the channel. And I'm going to give a little bit of an explanation here in a sec about what Evil Dead Chick's excellent movie reviews is going to be all about. Now, some of you that have seen my reviews in the past may say, oh, yeah, she's just going to do reviews of tired old movies that we've seen over and over again. No. What this segment is going to be about is new releases. It might be new releases of old movies, but it could be a 4K release. It could be a new special edition release. It could be a limited edition release. And instead of talking more about the plot of the movie, which is what I do on Terror Time Tea when I do reviews, this is going to be about the content. How does the 4K look? If it's a 4K, how does it look? If this is the first time it's on Blu-ray, how does it look? And keep in mind, these are my opinions, and people might have a lot of different ideas about particular new releases, but I'm going to save all the new releases I get in, even if it's a new release of an old movie, to review on this segment called Evil Dead Chick's Excellent Movie Reviews. And this week, I'm going to be talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. Now, you may be thinking, well, geez, Dana, everybody and their mother has already talked about this 4K release. Okay, I accept that. But you haven't heard from me yet. You've heard from the others. Now you can hear from me. I'm not going to say you've heard from the rest. Now you're going to hear from the best, because I know I'm definitely not the best, but I'm sure that everybody that has watched this new 4K release of A Nightmare on Elm Street has all kinds of different ideas about and opinions on the release, okay? So we're going to get to that in just a second. I am also going to... which I probably should put this on here. If y'all can permit me to, I should have added this. I'm going to give my standard review on it, do the Deadites rating scale. But
excellent!
We're also going to determine if it's an excellent release or not. So you're going to not only get my Deadites rating scale, but you're going to get
excellent
that. So we're going to remove that for now. And hopefully we can use that a little bit later. You will also notice that that was used in a little bit altered version in the intro for Evil Dead Chick's Excellent Movie Reviews. Okay. So, but before we get to the movie at hand, I just wanted to talk about the shirt that I have on. This was actually the shirt that I wore to Scarefest. Scarefest. Because I was actually planning on going up and talking to Kane Hodder. I met him back in 2009, but I wanted to talk to him again and was hoping that he would notice my shirt, which has his likeness on it. Okay. But this is the new Spooky Dog Movies Horror Mashup shirt, where one of our characters has a Freddy Krueger sweater and a hat and a glove, and the other character, who's a dog, has a skull spot on him. So you can pick these up on the Deadites on Deck shop at deaditesondeck.com. For $20, you can get you a shirt like this. I'm going to be putting up more designs that utilize this format here in the very near future. But I just wanted to show that off a little bit in case somebody might be saying, oh, what's that shirt she's got on and where can I get one, in case you wanted one. So anyway, let's get to the 4K release of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, I have watched it. Um, the special features, before I get into how the transfer actually looks, this does include both the theatrical and the uncut versions. I did watch the uncut version. I have not went back and watched the theatrical version yet. Um, but the special features are basically what was on the other releases of A Nightmare on Elm Street. So you have the Ready Freddy focus points. You can see alternate takes and you can learn filmmaking secrets behind the nightmare by jumping to video highlights while watching the movie. You have two commentaries, one with director Wes Craven, God rest his soul, and co-stars Heather Langenkamp and John Saxon, and cinematographer Jacques Haitkin. Plus, you have a second commentary with Wes Craven, co-stars Robert Englund and Heather Langenkamp, and Ronnie Blakely, producer Robert Shea, and co-producer Sarah Richard. So, two pretty decent commentaries. I have listened to both in the past, just not with this release yet. You also have alternate endings. You have three featurettes: The House That Freddy Built, The Legacy of New Line Horror, Never Sleep Again, The Making of a Nightmare on Elm Street, and Night Terrors, The Origins of Wes Craven's Nightmares. So, but now that we've talked about this, and these reviews aren't going to be very long either, because mainly I'm not talking about the plot of the movie and whether the plot of the movie is good or bad, but I'm actually going to be talking about special features and how the upgrade looks. So I have seen Nightmare on Elm Street on VHS, on DVD, on Blu-ray, and now in 4K. And I kind of tried to keep my mind clear as far as seeing other people's reviews before I had a chance to view it for myself. Not because these people are wrong, but because I didn't want anything clouding my judgment of what I thought about the transfer. I didn't want any preconceived notions, right? So upon watching it, I honestly think that this is the best that A Nightmare on Elm Street has ever looked. From the opening scene where you see Freddy Krueger actually putting the glove together and he flexes it and then it goes into the title. I mean, I was like, wow, this really looks good. And yeah, there were some standard scenes where it might have been a little grainy, where it might have been a little soft, okay? But overall, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It was, for the most part, it was crisp. All the colors popped, like all those reds in there that you're going to see, the red in the blood, the red in Freddy's sweater, the red in the title. All of that just really, really popped and almost seemed to lift off the screen. Not like a 3D, but just like it was just lifted clearly off the film. It really, really popped. And you don't see that all the time with 4Ks. There have been some 4Ks that I've been rather disappointed in. But A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K was not. Now, again, there might be people that disagree with me on this. There may be people that say, dang, you're full of baloney, that it looked awful. I'm actually going to look at some reviews to see if they talk about the transfer and all that stuff after I do mine. But again, I wanted to come in fresh, no preconceived notions. I didn't want to hear what anybody else thought of the transfer before I actually went on here and did my review of it. And to be honest, the price wasn't too bad either. I picked this one up at Amazon for about 25 bucks. Now, I was originally going to get the Steelbook and not the limited edition. I'm going to get the limited edition, I think, here coming up when I get paid again. But this was a Steelbook edition that was the same price as the regular 4K I got. However, it was a pre-order, and this has always confused me. That if something is on a pre-order and you pre-order it, how in the heck can it be sold out before it's even released? Now, Steve told me he heard that there was, something going on with it where they had to push back the release. I didn't hear that. It just seemed like they, I don't know, oversold themselves or something. And it kept saying it was temporarily out of stock, and Amazon was working hard to get some more back in stock and out, and yada yada yada. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give it, a few days. And I gave it till, like, I think the day after it was supposed to be released. And then I said, no more of this. And I canceled that order and ordered just the regular 4K release. Now, like I said, I'm going to get the limited edition 4K release. And I think that has a steelbook with it and has some lobby cards and all kinds of stuff. And when I get that in, I will do a separate review for it on Evil Dead Chick's excellent movie reviews. And so instead of like merely just going on and on and on about this, I'm going to go ahead and give my 2 ratings. I'm going to give this Nightmare on Elm Street 4K release 5 Deadites out of 5. And it fully deserves this 5 Deadites out of 5, in my opinion. And also, we're going to determine, was this excellent or not? And I think you can tell by this.
Excellent!
That is indeed, in my opinion, an excellent release. So I would say, if you can watch this beforehand, I tell people never just, if I say it's fantastic or somebody else says it's fantastic, or 5 or 10 or 15 or 100 somebody says it's fantastic, you need to make your own decision before you plunk down hard-earned money, because that money's hard to come by, right? So if you can find a for free version of this on 4K to watch, you can borrow it from a friend, a family member, or you can find it other ways, and you determine after watching it, gee, this looks fantastic. Or if you're somebody that's never seen any incarnation of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and you decide that, gee, I'd like to watch this movie a bunch more times, at that point, then you can decide if you want to plunk down that $25 for this release. So, I guess that's all from me. I want to thank those of you that watched this video review of A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. It got 5 Deadites out of 5, and also got the excellent stamp of approval from Bill and Ted and me. So go out there, check this out, determine if it deserves a worthy spot on your video shelf. And, if y'all disagree, let me know in the comments. If you agree, but you've got different points of view that you want to share, please add those to the comments. I would love to hear from each and every one of you. And with all that being said, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And before I get out of here for the night, I want to remind everybody, and Jack does too, as I always do before I get off of here, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday, folks. And I'll see everybody next time.